Alright, video game warriors, welcome back to our Lies of P comprehensive walkthrough series. Hopefully you're doing alright. This is episode 13. Let's get cracking. So we just grabbed this stargazer. We're going to head down there, but what I'm going to do first is quickly just switch the grindstone back to fire, because we're going to be using that in just a sec. And let's get heading on down. We're going to work our way through this ravine and this cave section. There's a few little items just knocking about, so let's grab those before we head into the cave. So we shall grab that, do a jump onto here. This bit is a little bit tricky. There's one sort of plank that does not break here, and you have to be like very, very central to make sure that you don't fall down to get this Gemini's emergency protection. Then we're going to go back to the most recent stargazer, and we're going to grab that chest over there in just a sec. We'll also be working our way towards a boss fight, which is like the swamp monster boss, which is quite a tricky boss, to be totally fair. I think he's got two phases if memory serves, and one, he is kind of like the actual swamp monster itself, and then in the second phase he kind of like goes into a puppet mode, which means I probably would guess that his weakness goes from fire in phase 1 to electric in phase 2, I believe. So we shall be working towards that. We've got to be careful on this section. This can get a little bit tricky. Some enemies will pop up and try to sort of surprise us here, so we're going to use puppet string just to bring it to us. Give him a couple of pokes. This guy is a bit of a spicy one. I might use the flame on for this, but I guess we'll see how we go. Charged R2. Charged R2. Managed to get a stance break. This might finish him off. Excellent, that couldn't have gone any better. So, brilliant. So let's grab this chest, be careful of these once again. Ideally don't fight near the edge. I'm trying to like bring this guy towards me, but never mind, I guess. Never mind, he's going down there. Yeah, so just let's grab all the bits and bobs from here, loot all the chests and all that good stuff. So we've got the fire grindstone at the ready. This bit can be a little bit tricky. There's giant balls, as you can see, rolling down the hill, so be careful of the giant balls there. So dimensional butterfly, we've got that guy who kind of like jump attacks us. We want to grab that, but you just want to play it safe here, so just wait for the ball to pass and grab the doodah. Head back. There's a bunch of items in this place that are specifically placed by the devs to kind of like bait you into getting them at awkward times. And the ball will likely smash you off the edge here, so you can get like a little cheeky safe zone there as far as my memory goes, and it does work apparently. Good stuff. I think there's another ball, I cannot remember. I'm pretty sure one comes across here, it does. We're going to quickly pop over, grab this doodah, and there is an item that's kind of like in a sec, it's put in like a debate type place, so you got to be careful. Get out of the way of that. Careful of falling off, which we could do here. Half moonstone, I'm pretty sure that's really useful for our weapon upgrades. Couple of bits and bobs here. This is the bait one, so just be careful. I think what we'll probably do is run past first, then go here, and then I don't even know if it's worth getting this, in all honesty. This might actually smash us off the edge, but we're going to grab it and roll back. Electroabrasive, so yeah, it's kind of worth it. Kind of worth it, I guess. Why not? But yeah, just make sure to get it from this side, otherwise you'll probably be thrown off a cliff there, so be careful. Once again, we have to be super careful. I don't think there's anything behind us, as far as I'm aware. No, so I'm going to wait for this ball, and then we're going to grab this dimensional butterfly, sprint on up. We might get smashed by the ball here, it's fine. If I was committed to the butterfly there, so. Half moonstone, good stuff. I've saved my fire abrasive on purpose for this specific enemy just around the corner, because he can be quite beasty. So there's bear traps outside of this cave. So what could that mean is inside the cave? We're going to grab this shortcut first. It's probably best to grab that before fighting this thing in case it goes a bit wrong. You guessed it. It's a bear. I'm not sure if we can get the bear in the bear trap. Apparently not. We'll go for a Fable, some hyper armor there on the Fable Art's attack, so let's take advantage of it. That'll do. We probably should pop back to the hotel at some point. We've got Acid Abrasive and Crescent Moonstone. Good stuff. And inside the chest we have Arch Disruption Cartridge. Don't think we really need that right now. Maybe we do. Be careful here. This is a Souls-like, Soulsborne tactic. You know, they'll place an enemy that runs and tries to sort of like push you off the edge of a ledge or a cliff or something like that. It's very, very common Soulsborne and Souls-like tactic. So always look out for that. If you see like a random item kind of just lying around on the edge of a ledge or a cliff or something like that, you know, just be prepared. You're probably going to get pushed off the ledge, so just be super careful. I think there might be another one. No, there's not. Yeah, so that's that. We're looking good. I think if memory serves here as well, there's one of those crazy enemies. I don't think the game has actually introduced one of these guys yet, but yeah, they are pretty wild. They kind of like just roll around at the speed of sound. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog's best friend. They kind of just I don't know even how to describe it. They just kind of just roll around at the speed of sound. If you got electric abrasive, absolutely go for it. Try not to get thrown into a wall like that. I'm trying to dodge the grab, but it's a bit of a crazy one. Now, just got to be careful of stamina. I'm kind of attacking whilst keeping my stamina in mind, so I don't want it to be completely depleted. I'm trying to like just be precise with my attacks here. Yeah, honestly, no idea how to describe this guy's movesets. It's just crazy one. We can get a stagger. Let's go for it. I have been doing a couple of charged R2s in there just to try and fish out that stagger. There we go. Leaping amulet and a weapon upgrade there as well. I think that one is for special weapons. So yeah, let's push on forward. We can take out this javelin dude, and then we can clear this area so we can fight these mini bosses. This is the guy. This is another Souls-like thing. This is exactly what I was just talking about a second ago. You see the item on the ledge there. If you walk up to the item and go and grab it, guess what's going to happen? You guessed it. Yeah, he's going to run and try and push you off the edge of a ledge. So yeah, just be super, super careful for that type of stuff. It's all, you'll find it all over the place in Souls-likes and Soulsborns. All that good stuff. So we're going to give this guy a pat on the back. Good job on the javelin. There we go, so we can take this out. We don't have to worry about that thing wrecking us as we fight these mini bosses. Sometimes like an item will spawn there. That's kind of why I like waited a sec, because I just wanted to see if an item was going to spawn for us. I can't remember what the best way to go is here, but like one of these ways there's a shortcut that you can open up. And I can never remember which way it is, so let's just go. We'll try down first. Again, the puppet string. I swear, I'm gonna have nightmares. It's gonna haunt me for the rest of my days, for sure. The puppet string. I'm gonna be waking up in a cold sweat, shouting puppet string. Yeah, so we're going to grab that shortcut, open that bad boy up. I don't think we really want to go down there just yet, but it's a shortcut from that Stargazer, which is just across the sort of like swamp, I guess you'd call it, or whatever the hell that thing is. Swamp, some kind of swamp. But the way to go is this way, so what we'll do, I think, is head this way, get a Stargazer. Just this is your final reminder as well about grabbing the normal weapons from the first merchant at the alley Stargazer. So in chapter 1 there's a place that's called something alley. There's a merchant there, and make sure to get all the normal weapons. If you're going for the all normal weapons achievement, there's 3 normal weapons there, which are the 3 starting weapons of the game. You have to get them, I think, right now, because as we push forward here, it's going to trigger the game to change. So I think it might be like now that it changes.
That came from the direction of Quartz Central Station. Oh, this could be bad, pal.
But like I say, you have to play this game through 3 times anyway to get all achievements. There's 3 different endings, and you have to get different humanity levels for each of the 3 endings. So you know you can get your normal weapons achievement on your 2nd playthrough, your 3rd playthrough, your 4th playthrough. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, so we're going to talk to this NPC, spam all the dialogues as per. Wanted poster for Aladoro. Old cryptic vessel, so we'll pick that bad boy up. So, wanted poster for Aladoro. Interesting. So, is Aladoro really who he says he is? That's the question. That is the question. We'll find out as we play through. So we've got a boss fight coming on up, and a few mini bosses to sort out as well. So we'll pump out a cheeky level. We'll go for technique here. What's our capacity? We're at 59%. I took that ring off. I don't know why I took that amulet off. I cannot remember. But for this boss, we definitely want this on for sure, and this. I might just go for Carrier's amulet because it's helping with the capacity, so I might go for that for now. We do also have to pop back to the hotel. We've also got some mini bosses that we can now take out, so we probably should pop back. Which one is it? Barren Swamp. So we're going to head back to Barren Swamp, and we're going to take out those giant puppets. I actually really like fighting these. I just think the fight is fun. Like it's got enough complexity to make it fun, but it's also not overly complex. So yeah, let's crack on with that. It might be worth taking out some of the little ads first if possible, because they can sometimes like jump into the fight, which is obviously not really what you want. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a clean up first. These guys. What we might find as well is that some of the butterflies might pop back, because I don't know if we grabbed every single butterfly in this place. We've aggroed one of those puppets. This is probably a good place to fight him actually, so yeah, let's go for it. We probably should have put the electric on the special grindstone, but it's fine. I didn't even see that little puppet then. Kind of like hiding behind a tree. So yeah, same tactics as we did before in like episode 3 of the walkthrough series or whatever it was. You want to attack like the sort of outer edge of the opposite stomping foot. So if one foot is stomping, if both are stomping, you want to just bail completely out of there. If one is stomping, it goes to the opposite foot, opposite side. There we go, charged R2. Head over this way. Get the fatal. Yeah, so the opposite side of the opposite foot. If these things go spin to win, you just kind of stand in the middle, just keep on poking away. Both feet back up. One foot. It's like the cha-cha slide. 1 foot up, go to the opposite side. Poke the foot. I just realised it sounded like the cha-cha slide then. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Okay, so yeah, just going to check to make sure we haven't missed any butterflies. I don't think we have missed any butterflies, but you know, just going to kind of do like a little bit of a run around here just to make sure that we don't trigger any and stuff like that. I wonder if yes, seems we have got one there. There we go. So balance crank there. Let's just take this guy out. I think that was all of them. I'm pretty sure there wasn't one down there. I'm pretty sure we should be good up here. What I was going to say is I'm wondering if in like the Lies of P2 they'll use puppets again and go for the puppets angle. I'm probably going to take a guess and say yes they are. I'm just going to get this corruption off us real quick. That one. Because from a game developer's perspective, because obviously I am a game developer myself, it probably would be easier to reuse. I'm going to try and pull this guy away from the corruption swamp. It probably would be easier to like reuse some of the assets and code that you've already got, if that makes sense. So, you know, if you've got loads of puppet assets and stuff, it's probably going to be easier to develop game number 2 to like reuse some of those assets. And, you know, perhaps like the lie system code that they've got under the hood makes developing games easier. Like a really good example of that is Elden Ring, because if you look at Elden Ring, all it really does is it just uses all the assets that From Software have created over the past few decades. So, you know, the buildings, it just takes the buildings from like Bloodborne and just like gives them like a different coat of paint. It just takes the enemies from Dark Souls and just gives them a different coat of paint. You know, the sort of like level up system and the stat system, it just takes it from Dark Souls and just gives it a different coat of paint. So like everything in there is just kind of like reused, or at least most things. Obviously some things will be completely fresh, but you get what I'm saying. Alright, so charge slide, slide to the right, slide to the right, jump back, slide to the right, slide to the left. Oh, careful of the stomp. There we go. So yeah, Quartz, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm just trying to brain scan this place to make sure we haven't missed anything. No, I think we're good. So now is probably a good time to hotel. We also picked up a cryptic vessel. So we could do some cryptic vessel stuff. We've got a bunch of quartz which we probably could slap into the old P organ to make it more powerful. All that good stuff. So let's take a little gander around the hotel. Sophia. So she's not really got anything to add. We can add shop goods. Expand the shop. Cool. So that's that. What's he got for us? Normal weapon. Again, if you're going for normal weapons, grab this. I might actually skip this so I can save some ergo. So we can pile more damage into the upcoming boss. You've got some special grindstones here. I don't really tend to use a lot of these, in all honesty. Increases destructive power. That's like... Destructive power is like weapon, breaking the enemy's weapon. I'm not sure if destructive power also contributes to the staggerable state as well, if that makes sense. Like it contributes to making the enemy into a staggerable state. So you know, when you get your perfect parries, that kind of like adds towards making them staggerable. So perhaps that could also contribute to that. Increases critical rate. Yeah, I mean, I probably won't use those, to be totally honest. We'll grab a few of these. So advance +4 increases the maximum amount of HP, stamina, and legion. That could be useful. The main thing that I'm interested in here basically is the liners. So we've got the like next tier upgrade of liners, which ideally we want. We can hand over the cryptic vessel, pop it over to Vanini, see what he's got to say about it. This one is... that's the old shack. This boss will probably go for... I think fire in phase 1 and then electric in phase 2. Puppet string will... Legion arm will probably just stay with puppet string as per usual. You know the drill with the training area. Just drop in, stand still for a sec. Restore all your fable. Let's see if we can get any upgrades. So we've got it at +9, and then we need a full moonstone to take it up to +10. That's fine for now. Let's have a look, gander. We've got the gold coins to grab. Nothing too crazy in there. Let's go see if she's got anything to say. She's been in such a good mood. Hasn't felt this happy in a while. Good stuff. Awesome. So she is feeling much better because we chose to give her the cure. Nice. So just exhaust that dialogue as per usual. Not sure if the reception dude will say anything. Cool. And let's check Bell. That's that. I'm not sure if we should go do the cryptic vessel first because we might get a quartz out of it, so probably let's do that. So we've got to go to a shack, which is, let's try and remember. I think it's Path of the Pilgrim, if memory serves. So let's head to Path of the Pilgrim. Also, Video Game Warriors, I've released my own video game on Steam called Loki the Lynx. It's a 2D platformer collectathon where you've got to collect shiny coins and shiny keys. I've got Steam achievements in it. It's got 31 levels. It's got boss fights, loads and loads of hidden collectibles and stuff like that. I'd massively appreciate it if you check it out. Thank you very much if you do. Let me know if you do check it out. Pop it a positive review, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Okay, so from this Stargazer, we're going to go down here and get this cryptic vessel sorted. This is also where you access the DLC, which I know I keep saying this, but I'm excited to jump into the DLC. I think it's really fun. So we'll do some parkour. Miss the jump. Jump down here. And this is where the cryptic vessel now comes into play. So we deciphered it, so it spawns this dude in. Yeah. So just talk to this guy, get the key, And then we can now enter this shack. Be careful because the floor will break and you'll fall down. We do need to fall down anyway, but you can get this chest without falling down if you want to. So pop this bad boy open. Life amulet +1 and Legion caliber. So that's that. I think that actually triggers that guy to sort of like go away because he wants you to fall down the thing. But we are going to fall down anyway, why not? I think there's some stuff down here, so it's probably worth having a gander. Let's have a look. Star fragment. We can activate some ladders up the top, I think, as well. But basically, that's pretty much that. So if you've ever seen these ladders up the top here and gone like, you know, how do we get that? Cryptic vessel is the answer there. So that is the cryptic vessel. I was thinking maybe it would give us a quartz, but it doesn't. So other than that, I think it's just a case of boss prep. Use the quartz, potentially get some extra items for the boss. We want ideally quite a decent amount of fire stuff and quite a decent amount of electric stuff. Not so much acid. I don't think acid really helps too much in this fight. So we'll do the old usual, pop over, grab the old gold coins, spend a couple on the HP regen stones. We'll use that in this boss. So same kind of tactics with the boss as I always say, like if you've never fought the boss before, don't smash through all your consumables on your first attempt because it probably will go wrong and you'll probably just use all your consumables and then you'll have to go grind ergo to get them all back again. So you know, fight the boss like 5 or 10 times first, get comfortable with it, then maybe like on your 10th try use the consumables when you're a bit more comfortable. Okay, so we've got 2 quartz. What should we work towards here? Fable slots is quite useful. I think what I might do is actually get this fable slots down here. Staggerable window. Retains guard regain upon pulse cell use. That's also really useful. We can either choose to go aggressive for this boss with the fable slots or a bit more defensive with retain guard regain. I think I'll probably go for this. Retain guard regain. So let's have a look what we can grab. Nothing too wild there. Survival type. Let's have a look here. Lowers guard regain reduction. Yes, we'll stack that because we are going for guard regain stuff here as well, so probably a good shout. Let's have a look what else we can grab. Lowers stamina consumption when discharged. Increases consumable possession limit, could be useful. Consumable duration effect, that could also be quite useful. We've got enhanced fable arts attack, enhanced charge stagger. I think we've got that stacked twice. Charge stagger attack and fable arts. Let's have a look. Increase fable arts effective duration, perfect guard destruction, that could be useful. Not sure what to commit to here, to be totally honest. I might go for... I think we'll go for perfect guard actually, which will help towards like some of the stagger. Unless we've got stagger duration increase. In fact, we'll go for stagger duration, I think, so we can use some more stuff during like the stagger time, so we can be a bit cheekier and do some more stuff during that time period. Cool. So that's that. Let's do a bit more boss prep. We've got the fable We'll go and buy some items from the Malum district. I'm just trying to think if we need to do Antonio's quest, but I think we're good. Just going to double check, make sure to talk to her, because I know she's got some sort of like quest line cooking at this point. No, cool, that's cool. Right, so we're going to head to Malum district, do a little bit of shopping as we normally do. So there we go. We'll get some bits and bobs from there, do the boss prep. Also, video game warriors, if you are enjoying this video, please do give the video a like. You can use YouTube hype points as well, so you can hype up a video nowadays. You know, share the video, comment on it, all that good stuff. It really helps out. It really helps me out, really helps the channel out, and massively appreciate it. So thank you very much if you do. So yeah, let's go stock up on some items and stuff. Like I say, electric and fire are usually your best friends here. So let's stock up on the fire, bit of electric. We don't really need those. We've got a lot of those. We'll get some shot puts, saw blades. Let's just put those on the thing here, see what they look like. Shot puts, saw blades. We'll use electric in phase 2. We'll use fire in phase 1. We could use acid. I don't think acid is really going to do too much, in all honesty, for this boss. So what we probably could do instead of acid is, we've got shot puts and saw blades. We probably could use pipes and just throw stuff. That should be decent. And then we'll use the cube in phase 2 as well. Okay, so other than that, I think we should be good. Check the amulet. So we've got the carrier's amulet and the nameless ones. If we put that on, it's probably going to put us up to slightly heavy. Ideally, I don't really want to be slightly heavy on this boss fight. So what's Puppet Destroyer's amulet? We can get 1 level, so I'm going to just see if we can pump out a cheeky level. 59%, yeah, it just takes us within just under 60, so we'll go for that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think phase 2 it might be classed as a puppet. So puppet amulet could technically be useful. You could also use HP regen amulet, so that'll just keep your health ticking on up all the way through the fight, which obviously is useful. What else we got here? Increases max stamina. See how much that goes up by. A fair amount. I think we'll go for... let's go for Puppet Destroyers. We'll go for that. Or perhaps Technique. Yeah, we'll go for Technique, because what that'll do is we get more power from our attacks, essentially. We get more damage out of our attacks, so we'll go for that. And it also keeps us under 60%. Like I say before, it's not like the end of the world. If you go onto the slightly heavy equipment load, it's fine. It's just that your stamina regen will be a little bit slower, and your character will just run a little bit slower around. Yeah, so let's jump into this boss. I'm just going to double check. There's quite a lot of quest lines and stuff knocking around at this point, so I'm just double checking that we're not missing stuff. And like I say, now is your last time to go back to this alley section here and get the normal weapons. So go back to the alley and pick up the 3 normal weapons if you're going for the normal weapons achievement. Notebook here. Alright, let's go for it. This boss is a little bit wild, I'm not going to lie. It's just, there's all sorts of attacks all over the place. I think you can also get decay cast on you. So it's probably worth having, I think it's decay anyway. It's probably worth having decay resistance on. Let's have a look what else we've got. Disruption, break, shock, and strike attacks. I don't know what type of attacks this enemy will be classed as. It's either going to be strike or that's going to put us as slightly heavy as well. So strike attacks, piercing, or slash. It's either going to be piercing or strike. I'm going to go for strike, but I'm also going to put the carrier's amulet on to bring our weight down, like so. So yeah, gone for the liner that's reduces damage from strike attacks. Don't forget you can summon in your spectres and you can drop the difficulty down if you want to do that as well. Let's go for it. Wish me luck, video game warriors. Okay, so we're going to flame on first of all. Just back up for this one. Ideally, if you can get quite far back, you can just avoid that completely. I try to kind of like stay around the sides here on this guy. We probably should use our Fable. Charged R2, he's on fire, which is exactly what we want. It's just a bit of a wombo combo there. Ideally I want to try and get a stance break, but I don't think he's going to let us here. Try for a charged R2. Might go for a shot put. There's quite a few attacks in that combo when he does that, so just be careful. You can get a stance break if it connects. It has. We've got the increased stagger window, so I've got a few extra cheeky ones in there before going for the fatal attack, and then I'm just going to try and push him into phase 2. Careful of your stamina. That's close. Okay, so that's pushed him into phase 2. I'm going to use the cube straight away in this phase. So cube up. I'm going to use the throw-in cells first, try and get electric cast on him. There we go. So pulse cell up. And we use some shot puts and try and break his stance. Charged R2. Shot put. We did get grabbed there, but we should be okay with the HP regen. Shot put in there as well. Be careful of your health. Let's try and set him on fire. Perfect parries are your friend if you can bag them. Charged R2. Couple of cheeky ones before the fatal. Then we'll go for the throw-in. Cells again. Heal up. I've got to be careful here. Going to go for the sharp pipes. Just throw everything we've got at this point. Got to be careful. Pulse cell. Perfect parry if possible. The grass is not helping the camera's view there. Saw blade, saw blade, saw blade. A couple of pokes. There we go. So you'll notice that that boss's movesets were quite similar to the boss from earlier. I cannot remember what the boss is called. I think it's called the Scrapped Watchman. The one where he kind of like spins his arms over and then slams them down. So the timing of that is the same as that boss.
I knew you'd do it. I had a feeling I knew her. You have my
but yeah, if you got any questions and stuff about that boss, then feel free to ask in the comments. It is a bit of a beast, for sure. Video game warriors, this is future Azzavhar here, dropping in to let you know that the boss that we've just defeated, we're going to be trading that boss's ergo for a boss weapon at the boss weapons NPC. So we're going to be trading it for this sword, which is the Two Dragons sword, at the boss weapons NPC. Just wanted to drop back in here and let you know that. So let's just see what he's got to say. Thank you for your hard work. Cool. So that is that. I think that boss, like defeating that boss, also triggers like certain things to happen in the game's code. It will like, it kind of like pushes the main story forward, if that makes sense, and it triggers some extra stuff. So for example, if we pressed Pocket Watch, I'm not going to actually use it, but yeah, if you look at Hotel Quartz, there's some stuff happening there. So we will go and do that in just a moski. But yeah, that boss is pretty wild. He's kind of like all over the place. He's got attacks that kind of go here, there, and everywhere. But as you saw, like, if trying to like keep him on fire and trying to keep the electric on him is really useful. So try and keep those status elements on him as much as you can do, the fire and the electric. I don't think acid really does too much. So don't worry too much about the acid type stuff. And then you would have noticed that I basically just threw like random stuff, you know what I mean, like pipes and saw blades, like whatever I could get my hands on, just throw it. Just throw it all. Charged R2s. There we go. Yeah, these things have so much health. They just keep going, don't they? There we go. So we'll bag that stuff there. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you're getting on with the boss fights and stuff. How goes things for you? What kind of build are you using? You know, what bosses have you found the most difficult? Let me know in the comments. If you're interested, Video Game Warriors, oh, I totally forgot to use a puppet string on that boss again. Don't forget you can hold down L2 and you can do that crazy sort of like up in the air puppet string attack, which is like really useful. Here's another example of a light shining on some ladders to kind of like show the way to go. But yeah, on that boss, I totally forgot that you can hold down L2 and like do the puppet string attack where you like jump up in the air, which is really useful on that boss. So I'll grab that notebook, a lore item, and we're going to head towards destroyed Quartz Central Station. Going to use the resistance to, I can't remember, but it's this blue one. Decay. That'll help us get through this section here. Yeah, so we're coming up to the next sort of chapter of the game, Central Station, where it's been sort of like changed. This is a good example from a game developer's perspective of like reusing the same assets. So they've just used Quartz Central Station again, but obviously they've changed it so it's now like a level. Well, I guess it was a level before, but it's like a different level. Just changing some of the stuff here. Also, in this section, there is an NPC that you've got to be really careful about, because there's an NPC that actually looks like a monster. And you got to be careful, so like don't poke him with your weapons. He is a friend, so just be careful of the upcoming NPC that is actually a monster. But yeah, it's quite interesting. If I've got like a very faint memory of the original Pinocchio movie, like the cartoon, and I'm pretty sure there's like a blue fairy in the cartoon that perhaps like guides Pinocchio or something like that. So in this game, it's kind of like blue butterflies that are guiding Pinocchio instead of a blue fairy as such. But it's quite an interesting reference. I mentioned it in the first episode. There's like blue fairy as mentioned on this train thing here. So it says that all the trains are cancelled apart from Blue Fairy, which is like the guide in the original film, and it's kind of like the guide in this game as well. So yeah, just thought that was quite interesting. But other than that, Video Game Warriors, I think we shall wrap up this episode here. Do pop the video a like if it has helped you out in some way. Share the channel, share the videos, tell people that the channel's good, all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.